The sound of platinum snapping is quieter than you would expect. It doesn't announce itself. It doesn't scream. It doesn't demand attention. It just happens. But that Sunday morning, that small, almost insignificant sound tore through the air and through me like a gunshot. Some sounds don't have to be loud. Some sounds carry the weight of meaning. Some sounds tell you that everything you've built, everything you've endured has been invisible to those around you. My 16-year-old niece, Madison, didn't even look at me. Not for a second. Her eyes were glued to her phone screen. Her fingers danced across the glass, flicking through comments. Hearts rising like digital applause. She was performing. She was alive for the strangers she'd never met. She was captivating them. And me? I was nothing. She reached across the table like it was nothing, like my body and my history were nothing, and slid the vintage bracelet straight off my wrist. No request. No hesitation. No thought. She held it up to the camera, twisting her wrist so that the sunlight caught the metal in a way that made it glimmer for her audience. Tarnished junk, she said with a laugh, reading aloud the glowing hearts and comments. When it wouldn't slide over her hand, she didn't stop. She didn't unclasp it. She didn't even consider the force she was about to apply. She pulled hard. And in one careless motion, 80 years of history snapped. The delicate safety chain, forged to withstand decades. Shattered. Fragments of memory clattered across the stone patio. The sound was small. So small, it almost seemed trivial. But to me, it was deafening. The quiet panic, the invisible death of something precious, filled my chest. And then I realized something far worse. Nothing happened. No gasp. No sharp intake of breath. No apology. No pause. My brother Ryan slowly lifted his mimosa, tilting it to catch the sunlight. Like the world outside the patio was more real than the disaster happening at our table. My sister-in-law Tiffany leaned toward her ring light, frowning. The shadows are awful, she muttered, oblivious. This angle makes everything look cheap. Madison giggled. She said. Then shrugged. Garbage anyway. And just like that, they moved on. Because to them it was nothing. They thought it was just jewelry. They had no idea. It was the only reason they still had a roof over their heads. Before I tell you exactly how much that moment cost them, pause. Take a breath. Drop a comment. Tell me where you're listening from right now. Because stories like this, they find the people who need to hear them, the people who have been quiet for too long. I knelt down slowly and picked up the broken pieces from the cold stone patio. The platinum felt heavy in my palm. Not warm. Not alive. Heavy, like a heartbeat that had stopped. It wasn't the weight of the metal. It was the weight of memory. The weight of trust betrayed. The weight of everything I had given that had never been seen, acknowledged, or appreciated. Above me, brunch continued. Laughter, glasses clinking, soft music floating through the air. Tiffany adjusted the angle of her ring light again, muttering complaints about shadows ruining her aesthetic. Ryan laughed at a joke he'd told 1,000 times, pouring drinks and showing off a performance of contentment that he didn't actually feel. It hit me then. This wasn't a home. It was a stage. The garden, perfectly manicured, the imported marble countertops. The luxury SUV, parked in the driveway, every single detail carefully curated to signal success, but all of it an illusion. Maxed out credit cards, loans stacked silently, emergency bailouts accepted in secret. All of it hidden beneath layers of curated Instagram-worthy perfection. And I was the one paying for the illusion. I was Natalie. The quiet one, the archivist, the historian who spent her days surrounded by dust, silence, and forgotten legacies. To them, I was boring. Invisible. A necessary utility. The sensible shoes. Sister Law. The woman who didn't post vacations. The one with the old car and the quiet, orderly life. I was tolerated because I was useful. I stood up slowly, taking deliberate care to slide the broken bracelet into my pocket. I didn't scream. I didn't cry. I didn't flip the table. A younger version of me would have begged. Explained. Cried for recognition of the sentimental value. But the woman standing there felt something else. Cold. Clinical. Absolute clarity. For years, I had asked myself the same question during long, sleepless nights. Why did I stay? Why did I pay their property taxes when foreclosure notices arrived? Why did I cover the cost of emergency vacations? Why did I secretly wire $60,000 every year to an elite music conservatory? So Madison could study violin? All while they mocked my frugality. I called it kindness. I told myself I was the glue holding the family together. But watching Tiffany edit the footage of my humiliation for her Instagram story, the truth finally surfaced. It wasn't kindness. It was conditioning. When you grow up as the fixer, you learn something dangerous. Love is transaction. Pay the bill, earn affection. Solve the crisis, gain respect. Stay silent, remain tolerated. So you wear the chain willingly, because without it, you fear you don't exist. I had spent 31 years believing silence was dignity, that invisible support was noble. But standing there, watching Madison scroll through her phone already bored, I understood something devastating. I wasn't noble. I was an enabler. They didn't see a sister. They didn't see an aunt. They saw an appliance. And when an appliance breaks, you don't apologize. You kick it. Tiffany finally glanced at me and waved dismissively. Don't look so tragic. Nat, she said. It looked old anyway, scrap metal at best. I looked at her. Then I looked at the house my money had saved. The child my money was educating. And something inside me didn't snap. It dissolved. I'm leaving, I said quietly. My voice barely rose above the music. Ryan didn't turn around. Okay, he said casually. See you next week. Don't forget. Mom's birthday gift. I walked through the sliding glass doors, past the kitchen island, where unpaid bills were hidden in drawers. Out the front door. I got into my car. I didn't slam the door. I closed it gently. Inside the vehicle, the silence was heavy, but it wasn't empty. It was the sound of a contract expiring. The morning after I left the patio, the apartment felt impossibly quiet. The air was still, almost reverent, as if it had been waiting for this moment for decades. No music, no laughter, no clinking of glasses. Just the soft, ambient hum of city life outside my windows, filtered through thick curtains and the filtered lens of my own calm. I set my keys down on the counter. The weight of the broken bracelet in my pocket felt like lead, not because of metal, not because of value, but because it represented something far more expensive. Trust, respect, years of invisible labor, a ledger of unacknowledged contributions. Contracts silently upheld for decades. I walked to my small kitchen. The aroma of Earl Grey tea rising in gentle spirals. The steam mirrored my thoughts. Twisting, curling, rising. I poured myself a cup, holding it in my hands. Warmth, solace, a rare, tangible proof that the world could still be quiet, still safe, still mine. I carried the tea to my desk. The stacks of archival boxes lining the walls loomed like silent witnesses, guardians of legacies I had spent decades cataloging. I opened my laptop. The glow of the screen illuminated my face. I was Natalie, the historian, the archivist, the unseen hand keeping history alive. But today, I was also something else. I was the executor of accountability, the curator of consequences. First, the numbers. The mortgage payments for Ryan's first house when he lost his job, $42,000. The loan for Tiffany's boutique that went bankrupt in 6 months, $25,000. The down payment on their current showcase home, listed as a gift so they could qualify for the loan, $80,000. I typed slowly, deliberately, each number hitting the screen like a drumbeat. Their kingdom, their palace of Instagram perfect illusions had been built on my labor, my savings, my discretion. I logged into the donor portal for the elite music conservatory. My username was anonymous, a series of numbers known only to the board of directors. There it was, the Madison H. Artistic Merit Grant, $60,000 per year, fully funded. For 3 years, the irony hit me like cold steel. I had created her world. Asterisk I had built the scaffolding that allowed her to reach her dreams. Asterisk and now she had smashed part of it. For likes. For a fleeting digital thrill, I moved my cursor slowly. I hovered over cancel recurring transfer. The confirmation box popped up. Are you sure you want to revoke this grant? This action is immediate and may affect the students' enrollment status. I felt nothing but clarity, nothing but precision. Asterisk no anger. No panic, just cold calculation. Yes, it's time. I clicked asterisk status. Inactive. The silence in the apartment was no longer empty. It was heavy with justice, with consequence, with the knowledge that $180,000 would stay exactly where it belonged. Asterisk Monday arrived. My phone buzzed. Tiffany. Her name lit up the screen like a warning siren. I answered calm, neutral. Hello, Tiffany. She didn't say hello. Instead, a torrent poured through the line. Asterisk Nat. Thank God you picked up. We have a crisis. The conservatory just called Ryan. They're saying the tuition payment for this semester bounced. I sipped my coffee, breathed. The steam rose like smoke, signaling the beginning of a controlled fire. Bounced. She shrieked. Can you believe it? They said the funding source was withdrawn. Withdrawn. Madison is in the middle of rehearsals. If this isn't fixed today, she'd be pulled from the program. I almost laughed. A thin, quiet smile. Asterisk stressful? No, this was exactly what had to happen. Asterisk, since you work in archives and no paperwork, she said. Voice trembling with desperation. You can call them. Use your professional voice. Explain. It's a clerical error, and fix it immediately. I didn't move. I didn't panic. Classic Tiffany. Even in a crisis caused by her own arrogance. She tried to outsource the labor. She never imagined the money could actually be gone. To her, money existed like air, asterisk always there, always flowing, always hers by default. I can't call them, Tiffany, I said calmly. Asterisk. They won't speak to me. Asterisk, just pretend, she snapped. Say you're her. I don't know her business manager. Just fix it. I inhaled slowly. The donor has their reasons, I said, level and cold. Asterisk reasons? She almost screamed. Asterisk. Madison is a prodigy. This is sabotage. The irony was thick enough to taste. She was right. Asterisk. It was about the live stream. Asterisk, but not because of jealousy, because of exposure. Because the world had finally seen what she and Ryan and Tiffany were. Asterisk. I can't help you, Tiffany, I said softly. Asterisk, you'll have to handle this one yourselves. Click. I hung up. I turned my phone to silent. The silence that followed was not empty. It was loaded. It was compressed. Asterisk, it was the anticipation of reckoning. Asterisk 48 hours later. Their panic hit crescendo. Tiffany posted a video to Instagram. Filtered. In black and white. Asterisk, tears streaming. Perfectly tragic. Asterisk, some jealous family members are trying to sabotage Madison's future. They hacked the scholarship portal. It's so sad people can't stand to see a young girl shine. I watched from my museum desk, amused, disgusted. She wanted sympathy, not solutions. She weaponized her followers like a blunt instrument. Then a message from Madison. Asterisk. Aunt Nat, you won't fix the glitch? I need a new violin bow for the showcase. The bracelet was junk, but Cartier has a love bracelet. Buy me that and we're even. Even after breaking an heirloom, even after losing a scholarship. Asterisk. She believed she owed me. I didn't reply. Instead, I drafted a formal letter to the board of the elite music conservatory. Asterisk I. Wrote with precision. Cited the donor code of conduct. Attached a photo of the broken bracelet next to the founder's original handwritten letter to my grandmother. Asterisk. This student, I wrote, demonstrated a blatant disregard for the very history this institution was built to protect. Asterisk, by destroying a piece of the founder's personal legacy for social media clout, she violated the spirit of this grant. Asterisk, therefore, I exercised my right to permanently revoke funding. This decision is final. Click. Send. Asterisk 10 minutes later. A reply arrived. Asterisk, dear Miss Natalie, we are horrified. We had no idea of the connection. The revocation is processed immediately. We will also review her enrollment status pending a conduct hearing. Thank you for your continued dedication to our history. I closed the laptop. The shift was complete. I was no longer the invisible ant, the doormat. I was the archivist. The curator of their rise. And now, of their fall. Mr. Abernathy examined the broken bracelet in his historic jewelry shop. His voice raspy from decades of study. Platinum. Mid-century Art Deco. Exceptional craftsmanship. You don't see latches like this anymore. They were designed to hold forever. This was violence.
He held up the snapped safety chain. I said nothing. He tilted the main band.
Squinted and drew in a sharp breath. Do you know the provenance of this piece? I nodded. My grandmother's. She said it was special.
He beckoned me closer through.
The magnifier, I saw it. Etched on the inside, a tiny inscription. To Eleanor for the music that saved me. HV 1948. My grandmother. Eleanor Vance. First patron of Heinrich von Steyten, founder of the conservatory. I felt a pulse of vindication. Madison's viral stunt had destroyed not just jewelry, but a tangible piece of history she didn't even recognize. I could repair it, Mr. Abernathy said, but the scar would remain. Metal remembers. Good. I said, leave the scar. When Ryan, Tiffany, and Madison showed up at my apartment, frantic, demanding money and begging me to reinstate the scholarship, I didn't flinch. I handed Ryan the document. The confirmation of withdrawal. He read the signature line. The color drained from his face. Donor, Natalie Vance, I said. $180,000. Quarterly for 3 years. Anonymous until now, but no longer. Tiffany and Madison gasped. Because of the bracelet? Tiffany whispered. No, I said. Because of the disrespect. Because you destroyed something precious. Because entitlement isn't talent. Madison stammered. I didn't know. I know, I said. I am a historian. It is my job to know. It is my job to protect history from people who don't understand it. The silence that followed wasn't empty. It was the weight of reality. Tiffany wept. Ryan looked sick. Madison looked down at the floor. Shamed, confused, powerless. And I felt peace. The bracelet was repaired weeks later. The scar remains. A silver vein in platinum. Reminder. Madison was withdrawn from the conservatory. Ryan and Tiffany couldn't come up with $60,000. She attends the local public high school. Now, I sit in my apartment. Sun falling over stacks of archival boxes. My phone silent, my bank account full. The invisible chain. Gone. I am just Natalie. And for the first time, the silence isn't waiting for permission. It is peace.